Being born and raised in Las Vegas, it's really fun for Miranda and I to meet special people in the community who are doing exciting things.
Which is exactly why we started this interview series in the first place, to learn more about the special people around our city.
So today we are in the office of a top Vegas interior designer with an HGTV show on the way.
So let's go meet our guest. She has an eye for design, but it's her hard work and ambition that caught our eyes.
So from refreshing designs to bold to simple, whatever it is, our guest today can get it done.
So please welcome to the couch, Kelly Stone.
Thanks for being here.
Hey guys, thanks for having me.
We're so excited to kind of go back to the beginning. So tell us a little bit about where you grew up and how you got to where you are now.
Yeah, I'm actually an East Coaster. I grew up in Rhode Island, but I moved here. I actually went to junior high school and high school here in Las Vegas, so I kind of consider myself a local. Yeah.
It counts.
Yeah, totally it counts? Okay, good, okay, good. Then I left for college and then I came right back. So I've been here ever since. It's been a while.
Yeah, we were just talking about college and how when you live here in Las Vegas, it's exciting to go visit other places. And sometimes when you just walk onto campus, when you know, and that's what exactly happened to you. Tell us a little bit about your college experience and what you studied, where you went.
I totally knew. I went to Alabama.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide, thank you. I wanted quintessential college. Like I had this idea of what college should be and what it should look like. And the quad and the brick buildings with the columns and sorority row. I wanted everything. And I walked onto that campus and it was like kismet. I knew right away. The most amazing experience. I studied communications actually, but I'm a creative, of course. So I took a lot of design classes and I didn't figure out I wanted to be a designer until the end, which I feel like that happens to the best of us. But it was like the most amazing experience. And then came back here, met my husband, been here ever since.
So tell us how you got started in the industry. Was it kind of like an aha moment, you knew, all right, this is what I want to do, and then it just kind of fell into place?
Kind of. It's an interesting story. So I had kids. I was teaching Pilates at the time, just kind of being home with my babies and teaching. And then I bought a house with my husband, and we were renovating our house and designing the house, and I started a blog about it. And the blog kind of started picking up speed and people were following. And then people started reaching out like, oh my God, I want you to design my house. And I was like, I don't know, I kind of turned my nose up at it. I was like, I don't really have time for that. Like, no. And my friends and my mom were like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Do this. So my girlfriend sat me down. It was literally like, whatever this is that is stopping you, it needs to end. She was like, I want to pay you. You're going to design my house. And I want to pay you. And I feel like I owe her everything for that vote of confidence. So from there, I started designing friends' houses and picking up clients and, small. For a long time, it was just like me in my home office, just hustling. And then it took off and I had to learn not only how to design houses, which comes easy for me, but really how to be a business owner.
Absolutely. And look at now, you're in this beautiful office. Congratulations on how far you've come.
Thank you so much.
So you do homes, you do offices, you do a little bit of everything. Tell us a little bit about your work and how you would describe it.
So we are an interior design firm. We do residential and commercial designs. I would say mostly residential. Client renovation. So we work directly with the homeowners to achieve, their dreams and ultimately, their happy places. But we've also done doctor's offices, lawyers' offices, salons, coffee shops. I mean, the commercial is fun as well. So.
Yeah, and you like to get down and dirty a little bit and do some of the hard work, right?
No. No. If I'm being honest. No, I am not a DIYer. I will tell you, you are not going to see me with a hammer. No, unfortunately.
You will never see us trying to do anything either.
I do the design. So I'm the creative and I, source everything, the furniture, the wallpaper, the lighting, the flooring, anything, all the materials that you see go into a house, and then I work closely with a contractor to like make it happen.
Love
yes.
that.
Yeah. I'm just gonna be honest here. Like
you have the vision and other people bring it to life for you. I like that. So do you have an all-time favorite project, maybe something you're most proud of or something that was difficult and turned out better than you thought?
It's such a hard question. It's a good question. It's hard though because I'm proud of every project. Like I truly am. I feel like a piece of me is like left behind because it's art, right? I'm an artist and I have these things that I want or that I'm really, you know, I get ideas and I file them away and then I like wait for the perfect client. And then when I find them, I'm like, yes, I can do it. So I feel like every project I walk away from, super, super proud. I can't say that I have a favorite. I've had incredible people. I think my favorites are the ones where people really trust me and allow me to kind of take the vision and not try to make so many edits. I feel like as a firm, we always step back and say the ones where there are no edits like turn out the best. Because ultimately that's why people hire us and they trust us for the vision. And I always say, look, I'm gonna push you a little. I want you to consider making decisions that maybe you wouldn't make without me. Because otherwise, you know, why am I here? So I can't say I have a favorite. I know that's not what you're looking for, but.
Okay, it makes sense. And I love that you kind of leave a little piece of you behind everywhere you go. Yeah. And do you have a least favorite or maybe just something you would say to people if they go in thinking they want something and you kind of have to talk them down? I would imagine that's kind of a tough position for you to be in.
I think the toughest thing about working with people is allowing your designer to kind of take over and to take the reins. I think a lot of people really have these ideas and they want to hold them, you know, close and they want all of these edits and eliminate. So when they start to eliminate so many aspects, right, when things are no longer dynamic and things there's no longer pattern or color or texture and any interest, when it gets so bland, that's when I kind of feel like, this is no longer me. This is no longer my vision. So when somebody hires me like right up front, I always say, have you seen what I do? Do you know who I am? Because I can go there, right? I'm kind of out there. So have you seen what I do? Do you like what I do? Because client designer chemistry is so, so, so important. And I always say, hey, no hard feelings. If you're not into what I'm doing, that's cool. I can recommend designers who are, you know, maybe more neutral or more calming. That's fine. But, you know, sometimes you get into it with a client and they say all the right things in the beginning. And then when you get down to it, it's a little bit more challenging. Mm-hmm. So I can't say I have a least favorite. But I think when you work with a designer, you really need to be open about trusting that process if you want the best outcome and why you hire that particular person.
Yeah. It's a personal thing. I mean, it's a space you're going to be in all the time, so you have to make sure everything aligns. So I get it. But we want to know how you do it all. Honestly, like you're a mom, you're running this successful business. How do you find the balance in the day-to-day?
That's hard. It's so hard. It's a lot. I think as a business owner, a mother, a wife, a friend, like we've got all these things on our plates, especially as a woman. I feel like there's more on our shoulders. Having the right people. Honestly, I couldn't do it myself. I did for a long time. It was like literally just me in my home office. And then as, you know, the volume grew and the popularity grew, I had to scale my team. But finding the right people, empowering those people, trusting those people, giving them the right training, there's no way that one person can do it all. That's what I always say to people like starting out, like you can't do everything by yourself. And that includes being a mother. I mean, I have babysitters and nannies and help at home. I have a very supportive husband, but there are definitely times where I feel completely overwhelmed. And I think at that time you just have to take a step back and take a deep breath and realize like, you got it.
One thing at a time, that's what we say.
Yeah,
But
totally.
you just rattled off all these things, a mother, a business owner, a wife, all these, and also TV star. We got to talk about the new show. Congratulations. What can you tell us? It's coming to HGTV in August, right?
Yeah.
So it's a client renovation show coming to HGTV in August. I can't say a lot about it, but I can tell you it's typical HGTV where you meet the clients, you know, you do a walkthrough of their house, what they hate about it, essentially what they want to change. And then the show will cover the renovations, challenges along the way, and then reveal at the end.
Fun. And the name of it is Flip the Strip, right?
Flip the Strip, and I get to work with the guys from Thunder from Down Under, which was so much fun.
I love that idea. Were you so excited when it all came about?
Yes, yeah, and the guys are so great. And so, you know, these guys, they came from Australia, obviously, and they dance at night, but during the day, I mean, when they were in Australia, they were tradesmen. I mean, these guys are plumbers and they're carpenters and they're, you know, they're contractors, they're painters. So they have these skills. So the idea was that, you know, we're gonna start this business, like doing these client renovations during the day. So I'm the designer, they're the contractors. And it was fun. It was a lot. One more thing to add to my plate, and I was close to a meltdown at the end of it, if I'm being honest. But it was a very cool experience. I got to learn about TV production and about, you know, keeping that schedule and running my business at the same time. It was a whirlwind, but it was great.
And are the guys shirtless when they're working on the houses?
No. I really can't say so much. There are shirtless scenes. There are shirtless scenes, but they're not actually shirtless while they're working. Safety. So they can't be like with a nail gun, like shirtless, but there will be, you will see the guy shirtless.
That's going to be so much fun. And I know you can't say much, but just overall, what are you most excited for people to see from the show and the designs and everything? I know we're excited.
I mean, the designs were awesome and so fun, and you know, working on such a tight time frame with such tight budgets is not something that I'm typically used to. So we had to overcome all of that. Honestly, the guys are so funny, and I think it's a different kind of show in that, you know, it's a show about friends. It's a little bit cheeky. It's a little bit funny. I think that viewers are really gonna like seeing the home renovation aspect of it, but also kind of seeing our chemistry together as we work on these houses.
And you're kind of giving us like Selling Sunset vibes. We get to see a little bit of what's going on, but we learned a lot on that show about NDAs and what you can and can't say. But I'm sure it's fun for you to just have a variety of projects. Everyone's probably a little bit different from each other, right?
Everybody's different. Different people have different ideas and different styles. And I'm very careful when I get a new client to say, hey, look, we will design with your style in mind. Obviously, I'm gonna push you a little bit because I want you to step outside your comfort zone to make that design more dynamic and more unique. But you know, if you go to my website, you can see all the different houses, and some people are like, I really want a spa in my bathroom. Some people are like, I love color and I love pattern. Like me, I mean, this is my office. I can go crazy, especially in here, because I was like, this is my space and I'll do whatever I want. I love it. I have wallpaper everywhere. But to answer your question, you can go to my website and see everything. We don't use street names or client names, so I come up with funny names for the houses, but you don't know who's a celebrity and who's not.
We're trying to get anything out of you that we can, no. But speaking of Selling Sunset and HGTV and a lot of these design shows and home shows, you know, we as viewers think, oh, we understand how the business works, but what do you think is the biggest kind of misconception about interior design and what you do?
It's such a good question. A lot of people will reach out to me on Instagram, a lot of DMs, like, I want to be a designer. What advice can you give me? Can you be my mentor? I get that a lot, which is so flattering and so nice. The biggest advice I could say is like, look, if you want to be a designer, it's one of those things, if you got it, you got it. Great. If you can design a house and you can, you know, bring unique points of view to every space, I think that's amazing, and I think a lot of people can do it. I think what a lot of people forget about is running a successful business. And those are things I really had to teach myself, honestly. Like, in the beginning, I was like, okay, I need a business license. Like I'm Googling, like, how do I get a business license? How do I get a tax ID number? How do I hire people? Like, oh, now I need workers' comp. Like, you know, I mean, all of these things when it comes to being business owner, and then putting systems in place to make sure that your business stays profitable as you scale. So, I mean, to be quite honest, I feel like 20% of my job is designing, and the other 80% is running a business, managing my team, making sure we're profitable, all of those things. So if you're interested in starting design, study design, know the trends, but if you want to have your own firm, I think it's really, really important to study business or either have a mentor, somebody who can kind of help you along the way.
Yeah, we learned that as we started the business license, and like you said, the tax ID number and all those not so glamorous things that actually go into making the day-to-day successful. And I think also branding yourself, which you've done such a great job at. You have.
Oh my God, thank you.
Did it take a little while to kind of find your voice? And social media is so big now too that you kind of have to be consistent.
You have to. That's another thing that's like so hard. I guess anybody could be a designer and start a business and learn all those things, but the branding portion of it, I've done it myself. Like I really have grown my social all by myself, tried to navigate that. And you guys probably know that's a full-time job.
Absolutely.
In and of itself. And just as social media is changing, and now it's not just photos, it's reels, and then you have to have these fancy transitions and this music. It's a lot of pressure. Instagram, so much for the growth of my business. Like I feel like it's the best free advertising I ever could have possibly had. But it is getting to the point where I can't handle it anymore and I need full-time help. So I do have somebody starting to kind of take over, but I'm very involved because I'm picky. Like I'm visual, so everything needs to look exactly as I want it to look.
And reflect you, you know, with the colors and your bold and your personality. It's so important.
It has to be me. I feel like I am part of, I am this business, like what sells this business. And yes, I have people who help and I have other designers. All the designs go through me, and at the end of the day, it's me, it's my name. So it's super important, but the social media, the branding, everything is, it's pressure.
Well, expanding and growth is a good problem to have too. So needing to bring in more people, that is a great problem. So congratulations on all of your success.
Thank you.
I guess like one last question is just what's something that you've had to overcome personally, you know, developing this business, figuring out what next steps to take. What's something that you've had to figure out?
I think like as a business owner, being on television, putting your face out there and your name out there and yourself out there, I think it's just, there's so many different things. I mean, obviously we all have this like imposter syndrome, which at first was difficult, but as I grew and, you know, gained more confidence in myself, I think that is started to overcome. I think the next challenge probably will just be, you know, as the show comes out, I don't know what that's gonna look like for me. I don't know, like, am I gonna like that kind of attention? Am I not gonna like that kind of attention? You know, I wanna grow my business in other avenues. I want to get into furniture design. I wanna get into wallpaper design. Like, I want products out there. Like, I'm looking to expand the business in ways that I didn't even think about. So right now, I feel like my challenge is overcoming that and learning how to do that. And then we also wanna start a YouTube channel. So we're in the process of putting together a channel that is basically vlog style for houses. So we'll pick a house and then we'll do YouTube vlogs start to finish. So like the real stuff, like what you see in HGTV, but like the real behind the scenes. This is what's happening. These are the challenges. This is what really happened. These are our budgetaries. This is, you know, all the way to the reveal. Because I feel like we have so much content that I think is really interesting for people. So now I'm in the process of putting that together. as well as product development and growing this current business and being a mom and all that.
Yeah, just a few things, you know. I love that idea though, kind of showing the nitty gritty from start to finish. And, you know, we get to see a lot of that on TV, but it's also edited down and glorified a little bit. So getting to see the actual process from start to finish will also help the average person who's maybe going to start that process and doesn't know what it looks like.
100%. It's not, you know, the intention is to show what it really is like. And I think, you know, when you renovate a house, it's emotional. I mean, this is your house, this is your money, and you're bringing in not only a designer, but this construction crew into your space. It's a lot of trust. It's stressful. It's dirty. It's, you know, expensive. It's all of these things that as a designer, I have to navigate with a client. It's not just like, oh, here's your design, goodbye. Like I'm there, like really holding their hands. And so I think highlighting some of that actually, to your point, will be really helpful.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it all play out. And I really think these things are going to continue to just open doors for you as you go through all of them. It's really an exciting time for you.
Thank you. It's exciting, but I'm like scared. I have so many ideas. I feel like I'm bursting with ideas.
Hey, like we said, one thing at a time, right? That's the only way to survive.
And sometimes that first idea is the hardest part. So you're already past that.
I've got a lot.
Okay, my last question for you. We talked a lot about wallpaper. What's your one kind of favorite trendy thing right now, would you say, overall?
Oh my gosh, I can't pick one. I obviously I like wallpaper because I like pattern. I like anything with texture. Lighting is really important. I always say if you want to change your house, floors, lighting, and paint will do it. Those are the three things. Don't forget about the lighting. The lighting is, you know, I call it the jewelry. It's kind of like the accessories on top, something that just adds dimension and character to everything. So I'm gonna say lighting, but ultimately it would be floors, lighting, and paint.
That's a great starting point. And then, of course, a pop of color. We're loving your pink today. You brought a pop of color to our black and white couch. Kelly, congratulations on everything. We cannot wait for Flip the Strip to see you leading the Australian Thunder from Down Under Men, but most importantly, to see all the incredible work that you're going to do. And I know we're just going to keep seeing you pop up all around Las Vegas. So seriously, congrats.
To watch the show. We will be the first ones to tune in. So.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us to your beautiful office.
Okay.
Thank you, Kelly.
If you're interested in sharing your story, send us a message. And don't forget to like, follow, share, and subscribe.
And in our family, there's room for everyone.